Welcome to Around the House, sponsored by Romac Building Supply. I'm your host, Don Magruder. If you like today's show, go to aroundthehouse.tv where you can sign up for our YouTube channel and our weekly newsletter. In this segment of Around the House, we're going to discuss the advances in fiber cement siding. One of the most popular products in the state of Florida is fiber cement lap siding because of the stucco issue. Today we have Kirk Brazier from Allura Siding to discuss their new line of fiber cement siding, and quite honestly, it's sweeping the state of Florida. But you're going to be amazed at the advances in this product. So with that, I'd like to introduce Kirk Brazier. He's the territorial manager for Allura Siding. Kirk, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Don. Thank you for having me.
We are so glad to have you here today. Take a few minutes and tell us about yourself and Allura.
Sure. Again, as Don said, my name is Kirk Brazier. I'm the territory manager for Florida for Allura Fiber Cement Siding. Allura has been around making siding for 75 years right now. We are, as you mentioned, growing rapidly within the state of Florida.
Kurt, if someone heard anything on today's program and they'd like to get more information, what's a good website people can find more about Allura?
Sure. It's www.allurausa.com. Again, that's www.allurausa.com.
All right, let's first talk about what is fiber cement siding.
Okay, so fiber cement siding is almost exactly what it sounds like. There's fiber and there's cement along with some other products in the mixture, or what we call our slurry. So you have cellulose fibers, you have Portland cement, you have silica sand, water, and then some additives to bond it all together. Essentially, we put that in a large vat and we work it down the line of a conveyor belt, and we build layer upon layer upon layer until we get the consistency and thickness that we're desiring.
And when the siding goes in, it looks like cement, or the product goes in, but when it comes out, it looks like wood siding, doesn't it?
Correct. Basically, it's, as I mentioned, a slurry that's similar to cake batter, and it starts out at about 3/4 of an inch as it works its way down the line through the process. We then bake it in an autoclave, and then it comes out to its finished thickness, which is 5/16 of an inch, and it looks exactly like your wood siding you see on a lot of structures here in the area.
Well, I know fiber cement siding is very popular here in the state of Florida. Especially, there's a lot of issues with stucco and cracking, a lot of water intrusion issues with stucco. So that's what I was alluding to earlier. But also, fiber cement outperforms wood sidings, doesn't it?
Oh, in many ways, Don. It won't warp, won't crack, won't split, won't delaminate. As far as maintenance, you virtually have zero maintenance with fiber cement, whereas with wood siding, you're having to maintain it and go back and paint it quite often. But the biggest advantage it has over wood and vinyl siding is it comes with a Class A fire rating, meaning it won't burn.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. And you mentioned vinyl siding. I know there's a lot of vinyl siding homes around here, but I bet every vinyl siding home that has any age on it, it's like mine, it has a hole where the landscaper got too close and broke it. That's the big advantage about this fiber cement. It's pretty sturdy, isn't it?
Oh, sure, sure. Our products come with a 50-year warranty, so you're not going to have to worry about all those things I mentioned, the rot, decay, warping, twisting, and bowing, and delamination for 50 years with our product.
And you guys are a big company. Y'all have, what, 3 or 4 manufacturing facilities in America?
Yeah, we're headquartered. Our home office is in Houston, Texas, but we have 3 plants. We have one in North Carolina in Roaring River, which is about an hour north of Charlotte, one out in White City, Oregon, that services the West, and then thirdly, we have the largest fiber cement plant in North America in Terre Haute, Indiana, that services the Midwest along with the Northeast.
How hard is it to install a cement siding? You know, does it break? Do you have to screw it? How does all that work?
It's really not that difficult. If you follow our guidelines, which is our installation manual here, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, if you go online, you can download that manual, or you can request from your lumber dealer, such as Romac. You follow that from front to back, and everything you need to know about the application of fiber cement siding is in this manual, as well as we have some YouTube videos on our website. And page 4 of this manual is our top 10 do's and don'ts, and those give you kind of an overview of fiber cement siding. If you're not comfortable with that, I highly recommend you go to a certified installer, which we do installation classes, and we make sure people are aware of the installation guidelines of our product.
One thing that's unique here in Florida, we have a lot of masonry construction, homes made out of block. But we're seeing more and more people putting the Allura siding on top of the blocks because, once again, it outperforms stucco long term, doesn't it?
Sure it does.
Not only does Allura handle sidings, you also handle a fiber cement trim. Talk about your fiber cement trim.
Sure. So in any house or building, you're going to want to have a trim product around your doors and windows as well as the corners of the structure. We make a fantastic trim product to do that. It comes in 2 different thicknesses. It comes in a 3/4 and a 4/4 based on how much reveal you want.
Yeah.
It is also reversible, which people such as Romac and contractors as well love the fact that when I mean reversible, it has a wood grain finish on one side, has smooth on the other side, and it's primed on 6 sides. What that does for the contractor is if he has a large job and he over orders and it's on a smooth job, he can take that extra product back, and if his next job is wood grain, he already has product there. That's just not going to sit and be wasteful. So it's a great advantage for him that our product is reversible. Also, we've taken one of the products that we manufacture the siding in out of the trim. It's not necessary. Again, it's a decorative item, so we've taken the silica sand out of it. The contractors and the installers love that fact because it's easier to route, put radius edges on. It doesn't tear up their expensive fiber cement blades. They can use a regular carbide tip on it, so they get more life out of those blades.
One of the big issues in all cements is silica. Silica dust. What are the requirements for silica dust on the Allura side?
Sure. So that has become a big topic of discussion the last couple of years. And what we have is the OSHA guidelines. We have links to the OSHA guidelines, I should say, on our website. If you go to our resource tab on our website and go to material safety data, there's a letter there which will have the links to the OSHA guidelines. And if you click on those tabs, it'll tell the installer or contractor everything necessary, what environment they need to be, what dust mask they have to use, all the important parts that they're in compliance with.
Very important you follow the safety instructions. However, we're going to stop talking about Allura siding and we're going to go see some. We're about to head over to the Romac Building Supply Show and Tell desk with Kirk Brazier from Allura, and we're going to look at some of these great sidings. I think you're going to really like what you see. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the House, sponsored by Romac Building Supply. I'm your host, Don Magruder. We're at the Romac Show and Tell desk with Kirk Brazier from Allura, and we're about to talk about fiber cement siding and some of the great products they offer, the new stuff that's sweeping the state of Florida.
Yes, sir.
Kurt, tell us what we got here first.
Okay, Don, this is a sample of our 7 1/4 lap siding in a textured finish, what we call our wood grain.
And this is the most popular siding being used today, isn't it?
Correct, 7 1/4, and when I say 7 1/4, I mean in the width.
Yep.
And it has a 1-inch overlap.
Mm-hmm.
So we also make it in all different sizes, which can be found in our catalog. But typically in Central Florida, 7 1/4 wood grain is the most common product.
And it's a beautiful wood grain there. It actually does look like wood. It's thick.
Absolutely.
It's very sturdy.
Right.
You can't break it. Nope.
No.
And then what do you have here, Kurt?
So that's essentially the same thing, except it's in our smooth finish. So
Now, a lot of people like the smooth look. That's the old school look.
absolutely. You'll find that around Leesburg, Mount Dora quite a bit. That's to simulate the old wood smooth siding.
And what's the warranties on these products?
Everything we manufacture has a 50-year warranty.
Wow, that's great. So 50 years against rot and deterioration.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I see you've got some of your Plysim trim. Talk about what you have. What do we have there?
Sure. So this is a 4/4 in thickness Plysim trim. This is a 4-inch. We also make it in battens, which are 2-inch and 3-inch. And we have wider widths, 6, 8, 10, and 12.
And 4/4 essentially means it's a full 1 inch, correct?
No, sir. Actually, it's 3/4 of an inch.
3/4. Excuse
Correct.
me, you're right. All right.
And one of the really good things and benefits of this product is the reversibility. So you can see the
Wood grain.
texture on this side, and then you flip it over, and we have the smooth side over there as well.
That makes a fantastic job. Now I see this one's the 5/4.
Yes, sir.
So that's a little thicker, but that really makes a substantial corner. If you're looking for a better pop on your side, and that's what you use, shouldn't you?
Right, that's the full 1-inch product. Again, it's reversible, wood grain on that side, smooth on the other. And to your point, not only on the corners, a lot of the windows, they really want that pop. If you take the 4/4 around your windows and then you have your siding come up to it and you leave an 1/8 of an inch gap just for expansion and contraction, by the time this thing gets overlapped, it's hard to see that beefy reveal.
What's the length on this panel?
All of our lap siding are 12 foot.
And this is
12 foot as well.
12 foot and 12 foot, so that's easy to remember. Got some beautiful pieces of siding here. Tell us what we have here, Kurt.
Sure. These are two of our most popular stained products. In our catalog, we have 25 pre-finished colors, and we also have 5 stained.
So these come like this?
Yes, sir. You can order these in one of the 5 stained colors or the 25 pre-finished colors.
That's beautiful. That's a slate there.
Yeah, and what that does, that gives you a good representation of the deep wood-grained look. As I showed the other one earlier, that's simply primed before it's being painted. You can still see the wood grain in the prime, but if you look at that pre-stained product, the shadow lines, when you get this on your house, will really pop out.
And this is guaranteed also?
Yeah, it has a 50-year warranty against all the things we mentioned earlier, delamination, warp, twisting, rot, decay, and it also has a 15-year non-fade warranty on the finish.
And this is just sort of an indication of the siding and the trim board that you got you make, but the depth of that trim board really.
Yeah, so that's how it would essentially look when it gets installed. So you have a little bit of a gap there, so you can really see the deep reveal of the full 1-inch product of the trim. And
I know on your website you talked about the installation guidelines, but that's critical.
Absolutely.
It's just like anything. Having the product properly installed is important, and you have also on your website, but hard copies. You make all types of siding, different sizes and such.
Yes, so the samples we're showing here are the lap siding products and the trim. We also make 4x8, 4x9, and 4x10 panels, both in traditional cedar wood grain and smooth, as well as a stucco and a T111 to simulate the old T111 look that you see on a lot of homes and barns and things in the area. And we also have a soffit product.
Why do you think someone ought to choose cement siding over stucco?
Essentially for water intrusion and also the cracking of stucco. What happens if water gets behind the wall and hits that stucco, it's going to do what we call spider cracking. It'll have these cracks that'll just come out and expand and expand. And as much as I've seen that occur, when they try to repair it, it just reoccurs over and over again.
And on wood frame, and this is superior, especially over stucco.
I would highly recommend fiber cement over stucco, especially on wood framing.
Yeah, wood framing causes a lot of rot.
Well, the wood framing also, people don't know this, wood expands and contracts a lot, and the house has to settle. With that expansion and traction of the wood products, when you have the stucco on it, that creates the cracking of the stucco as well.
Kirk Brazier from Allura, thank you for being our guest today. We've learned a lot about fiber cement siding, and I want to thank you for watching us today. Be sure to go to aroundthehouse.tv where you can sign up for our newsletter and our YouTube channel. Also catch Around the House, the column, in the Daily Commercial on Saturday. Until next time, we will see you around the house.